Hey, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tasha. This is Tasha Pivots, where I talk about all things mamahood and homeschool and how I'm pivoting through this journey. I am so glad that you're here with me today. We are going to be building out our interactive journal for Fervor. So grab you a tea, grab you a coffee or water, and let's get started. Hey you, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here, I'm gonna send you warm hugs through the screen, and I'm glad that you're spending this time with me. So yes, we are going to be building out this interactive journal, but first, I have some announcements I gotta share with you guys. So first, I want to give a huge shout out to all of you who have shared, subscribed, liked, commented, talked with your friends, purchased the curriculum. It has meant so much to me and my family, and I appreciate you so much for all the love and support. Please keep it going. I am hoping that this reaches almost every classroom, every room, homeroom with their kids. I want this to be a wonderful experience between you and your child to be able to grow and learn about history in a new way. And so the second part of my announcement is I have to give a huge shout out to one of my subscribers and friend, Chelsea. Me and Chelsea have been talking, and we just had a wonderful time together, and she went and just blessed us, y'all. She blessed us with a new cover edition of Fervor. Look at that. Look at that cover. And then a cover for the interactive journal. Isn't this beautiful, guys? So when you have a chance after this video, please head over to the website so you can check this out. Also, if you've already purchased the curriculum and you would like to have this cover, please reach out to me in my email. It's at tasha@tashapivots.com. I would love to send you a copy of the covers so that you, when you go to print them and bind them, you have it, okay? So there's that. Now, and thank you again, Chelsea. Thank you. The third final announcement that I have for you guys today is, if you've been with me for some time, then you know that the first of every month, I love to do a gift away of saying thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me, signing up, subscribing, following, liking, commenting, engaging, all the things. And so I did not forget this month. It's just coming out a little bit later. I want to gift one family a copy of the entire unit study of Fervor, a copy of the Heart and Soul, the story of American African Americans, and your own interactive journal sketchbook that your child can use to build out their interactive journal. So if you would like to enter into this gift away, if you know a family that you would love to have enter in or would be blessed by this, please have them head over to my Instagram. You're going to go to AHSATAL. It is right here. I always have that in that little corner. Head on over there and look at all the details. It starts today, right now, and it's going to go all the way until Tuesday. And I'm going to announce the winner on Tuesday, November 10th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So head on over to that today and please join and follow all the things so that you can enter to win. Now, let's get on to interactive journal business. I am going to be giving you a frontal view, so you're going to be looking down at me while we're doing this, or looking at the table, which is covered with a lot of things, which you'll see in a bit. I first wanted to share some details about that, though. So the interactive journal is a part of this unit study. I feel that it encompasses the entire project as you're learning about the history. I think it's a great way for our kids to have something that they can always keep, something that they get to build out themselves as a full project and also share with the people around them. And so I have Zoe's right here. As I was showing you guys, this is the interactive journal I chose. I picked this up at Michael's. These are usually sketchbooks, but I like it because it has that hard cover and it's easy for me to be able to put as many things in it, and it's bound really good. My hope is that you literally cannot close this by the time we get done. So without all the further ado, I want us to get started. So if you want to do this along with me, please grab your supplies, grab your things. We're going to do chapter 1. As well as I want to share with you, I guess this is number 4 of announcement, that I will be doing modules. I'll be doing little short videos on my site at tashapivots.com where you can see me build my journal, build our journal out as we go along, as well as other ideas and things. I'm also going to be throwing some freebies and things that you can print out and use for your child. That's going to be coming at the end of this month, if not next month. And so yes, keep a lookout for that. All those things and more. I thank you. Let's get started. Let's go. All right, guys, as you can see, I have a lot of things on the table. This is the interactive journal that I'm going to be using today to build out. It's actually going to be Zoe's. This is the hardcover that I picked up at Michael's. I have the lesson plan in front of me. As you can see, I've kind of have my stuff a little bit scattered, but I just have the things I'm going to be working on. So when you're doing your interactive journal, I'd say have your cutouts already done. Any pictures or portraits that you want to add, have those already available to you. I have some cardstock colored paper that I have from scrapbooking here as well. I'm working with this navy blue right now. I've got some tape adhesive sticks here, scissors, a ruler in case I need it. I even have some spray adhesive. I really like using this kind for putting paper onto other paper. It's clean and it doesn't get messy. You only need a little bit, goes a long way. So yes, let's dive in. I have a couple of pages kind of started already that I want to show you. So the first things first, as you can see, I have the Fervor cover. I went ahead and I have all of the curriculum in one binding, and then I have printed an extra copy of this cover, which I put on the first inside where both of these are the same. I put it on the inside of the fold of the frame of the cover, and they can put their name here and it's already attached. Then on this side, I have already started. So what I did is I pulled and typed up all of my, actually I can show you guys. So here is all of the titles to the chapters for this unit study. And I went ahead and typed those. I'm thinking about already having those uploaded onto my onto Fervor so that you can just download those. They'll already be done if this is something you like. I took old paper or just random paper. You could do newspaper, you could do just a different type of colored paper. I burnt the edges just to give it that warped historical feel as we'll be going back in time and going over this. And it just gives it that, you know, that feel to it. So these are all done so far. Here's the first chapter, Declarations of Independence. I also have a little timeline here that I have pulled from a bundle that I purchased through Teachers Pay Teachers. Again, all that stuff is listed in the curriculum when you order it. And then I took line paper and I placed it in here. So as you can see, I always say, have your child read the power words aloud, look the definitions, and copy them all into your interactive journal. So I already have it listed for my child so that they don't have to do this. But if you've got the 4th and 5th graders or even the 3rd graders, that you could just have the line paper, have the title and the date, and let them write it in. Like, let all of the work itself be done by your child. Or you can have it already pre-done so that they can just open it up and get started. I am not expecting you to have your interactive journal completely done before you start. I think that it's awesome if you can work on it gradually. Like, get the first 4 lessons in your book before you guys start the unit study, and then you can add on the next 4 as you go along and as you collect the items that you want to add in here for your child. And let your child get a part of it if you want to as well. So we have this. Now we're going to turn, and I have a section here that's all about George. Definitely we're going to be learning about George Washington in the beginning and the Revolutionary War. So I have that here. List important findings on the President George Washington and the Revolutionary War. List the dates, clothing, attire, quotes, etc. And then I have a section that says geography, state of Virginia. You can use as many pages as you want. I right now just gave George Washington his own side. I have this little portrait of him here, and then it's a flap. When you open it up, it says date of birth, state of birth, parent's name, and best known for. Then I left a section for my child to go ahead and illustrate her own version of George Washington. Then there's a little section here where they can write dead right on the paper, just the childhood, facts about his childhood, facts about his adulthood, on there. And then we move right onto this page and we start to kind of enter into the Revolutionary War. So I'm going to be adding more elements to this. I started with just the uniform as that was part of the activity. So they can list the uniform on this soldier. I was so excited to find an African American Revolutionary War portrait that I found just Googling. I printed it, put it on here, added this little detail. I put lined paper just so that she can have some sort of framework. I might add some more pictures here, or I'll even add maybe some more flaps to go with maybe pictures of the shoes and the buckles and things, and add that on. So we're going to go ahead and flip the page real quick. And as you can see, we're on a blank page. I have an envelope here. This is what I mean by interactive, adding elements to the point where as this thing grows, I shouldn't be able to close it. So without further ado, let's move on and get started. All right, guys, so you can see I am just trying to map out what I want to put down first. Like I said, I put those squares down. I like to use construction paper, give it some color, kind of lift things up from the paper. I have these little index cards that I've cut in half. I burnt the edges just to keep that whole look going for this. And I am still trying to figure out, what do I do with these placings? So we are going to be learning about the 13 colonies. We're going to be learning about just the entire Revolutionary War. And if you're picking up some of those supplemental reading books, then you're going to have some of those things to go by. So I want to add these tabs. Again, if you're using any of the resources I listed in the unit study for like Teachers Pay Teachers bundles or little sheets and things that I've pulled out, this will really help you, because what I did is I like buy the bundle and then I cut out what I want. I'm not trying to do the entire thing because it doesn't fit with this unit study. But I will pull little facts and things that I want them to be able to add in. So I'm like, okay, I kind of like this. And then I will start placing. You see, I'm trying to figure it out. Go ahead and start placing some things. Okay, so here you guys can see I have an envelope I found that I added in here. It's a letter envelope. I'm using that to like tuck things in. I'm listing that this is for the Revolutionary War, and my child can now add details into that. They can put any type of findings, if it's buckles, if it's paper, if it's articles, anything, we can tuck it in there, and it has like a little safe spot so that when they close their book, it won't fall out. Now I'm pulling some more paper. I love these bundle cardstock colors because the paper is harder and it just has a little bit more durability. And I'm just, again, creating some more layers to this. I'm actually going to make this into a fold out. So I'm starting to bend it so it's almost like a pop-up. That they'll fill out, but then it'll close and it lets me use more space to the pages. I want to encourage you guys to definitely use the page, add as many layers, even if they have to come back as they find things along the way, they can add back in there. And again, like I said in the beginning, you can use as many pages as you want for each lesson. It just has a framework of an activity for that. here I decided to go ahead and do a geography section since we will be doing certain states. And so I have here where I have Virginia, and I was like, okay, I'll create little boxes for them to fill out where they can design and do the state flag, the state bird, the state flower, and that way they can draw their own depictions of it and from what they see during our geography study. So we added that in there. And then I was like, oh, let me just add a fun fact section where they can put a fun fact about Virginia that they learn on that as well. So we want to add layers. We also just want it to be interactive so they can add things. Now I've moved on to my Declaration of Independence page. I decided that I want her to design and write her own Declaration of Independence and what she would like to write in it for our country, and even for her if she had the power to be the person to write it. So again, I took that burnt paper, I'm gonna make it, I wanted it to be a scroll, but I was like, it's gonna stick outside, which that can happen, but I was like, starting with this, I'll just go ahead and write the title and then I'll place it there. And so this section will be all about Thomas Jefferson, the writing of the Declaration of Independence, and any facts that we learn along the way, or even little excerpts that we enjoyed from that chapter. We will fold it out into this page. I'll just delete it. All right, guys, so as you can see, I've added some more layers. I always like to go back and keep folding back and forth to just make sure everything is flowing properly the way I want it to. And so here we are. I have the definitions, our timeline, the title of the chapter we're doing. Then we have our About George. I've given her a little bit of an activity where she gets to draw her illustration, talk about his childhood, talk about his adult. I even put this American Revolution note where it gives her the 13 colonies and also even the date timelines to remember, and to actually add any information if she would like to put under there. So I left that flat. I have a picture here which we'll talk about with her, with my child. And then uniform, I have this like we showed earlier. Then we have this portrait I have found of the Black Revolutionary War soldier circa 1780. And then I have this flap here where I just want her to collect things and eventually just fill this up with articles and findings. If she finds a buckle that looks like the buckle that they used to wear on their shoes, or maybe a button, if we go antique shopping, we can add that in there. Then we have our, list the 13 colonies like we have going on. And then I have some notations here. I'm continuing that burnt look for this section. Then we've got the Virginia fun fact, state flag, state bird, state flower, and then we flap again. And I took that same paper that I used to create the chapter findings, and I want my child to write her own Declaration of Independence that would actually include all people the way it is intended to, and just encourage them to do that activity. We'll have a little bit of a moment with Thomas Jefferson and the little note here that I found in my pack that goes that. And that would complete, for me, activity 1 for lesson 1, Declarations of Independence. And then we just keep going. So I have stuff here that I will continue to sit through and build out on. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I will take the time to make some modules where you guys can actually see as I've built out my entire interactive journal for ideas that you'll be able to find on tashapivots.com. So I have like things like this. I have stamp collectors, so they'll go to local stamp to their USPS and get those heritage stamps, African American heritage stamps, and collect them if they can. I have some actual images of a Civil War regiment, Black soldiers out on the front line, and you know, just adding it and making it fun for your child. Building it out however you want to. I would love to hear your ideas if you have any, but I just want it to be authentic to whatever you want your child to remember, and then they get to build this out and keep it forever. And there you go. All right, y'all, we made it through. I can't believe we got through this whole entire thing. Thank you for watching and going along with me. I told y'all this is gonna be a long video, but I'm so excited that we got to sit together, that you can kind of see how I'm building this out. It's all in the motions. Again, I encourage you to do maybe 4 of the chapters ahead of time and build it out. So that's why I released this in November. So during that holiday season where you've got a little break, you maybe could be building this out slowly but surely for your child. And then when you start in the winter time, then you can go ahead and they have something to start with, and you can start collecting the other 4 chapters and just keep it going that way. Or if you just are already excited and you have the time, build the whole thing out. Get it done. Please share your pictures of your interactive journals with me over on my Instagram. I can't wait to share with people. I will share it on my site as well. Yes, and all the things. If you have any questions, you have any thoughts, please share them in the comments below or email me directly. Until next time, give this video a warm thumbs up. Give me a big hug. I'll see you guys on the next video. You have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.